Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Sweet Geeks. Today we're going to be making some Hawaiian barbecue sliders to celebrate the start of summer and to celebrate Memorial Day as well. As we all know, it's a big grilling holiday, so this is something you can go ahead and share with your family, share with your friends. It's one of my wife's favorite grilling dishes, and it's a favorite amongst our friends as well. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and go over all the ingredients that are necessary here in just a moment. Alright, so let's go over the ingredients you're going to need to put together these sliders. The first thing is you want an even distribution of ground chuck and ground pork. Ground chuck I like because it's 80-20. It's going to have a nice blend of fat in it, which is going to give you a flavor boost, and it's going to be necessary when you're cooking with pork as well. Pork itself is a little bit bland, so that's why we have a nice little spice blend that we're going to be incorporating into the meat, which we'll go over here in just a second. And a second later, here we're going over the ingredients. So I told you it was going to be a second. We have some interesting stuff. This is Tastefully Simple. This is actually a brand that my wife introduced me to. They have fantastic stuff, and I just find myself using this a ton in the kitchen. This is a garlic pepper seasoning. We're going to be using that. We're going to be using the onion seasoning. Onion. So we're going to be using that. We're going to be using some salt. This is some ground cayenne pepper because we're going to add a little bit of back end heat to kind of counter the barbecue sauce that we're going to be adding in there. Now I'm going to be using Sweet Baby Ray's, the hickory brown sugar. You can find this at your local grocery store. Everything we have here you're going to be able to find at your local grocery store. With the exception of the Tastefully Simple stuff, that we'll actually have a link below where you can locate these seasonings. There's so much stuff on there. Definitely check it out. But back to what we're doing here. We're going to marinate. I say that loosely because it's not really marinade. We're just dousing the meat in barbecue sauce, and we're going to be we're going to be letting it set in the refrigerator for a little bit. But anyway, you can use whatever favorite barbecue sauce you have. It doesn't have to be Sweet Baby Ray's. This is just my preference. We have breadcrumbs, plain old breadcrumbs, Progresso breadcrumbs. You can pretty much find these anywhere. You can make your own, whatever, again, you want to do. But just want to stick with plain on this one because we're going to be providing a lot of seasoning. So we don't want to counter any of that with pre-seasoned breadcrumbs. We're going to need red wine vinegar, some sweet Hawaiian rolls. These are going to be the buns for the sliders. Some pineapple. Now you want it, you can get it pre-cored if you want, but you definitely want the rings. You don't want it chunked because it's much easier to grill ringed pineapple as opposed to chunked pineapple. You end up with a mess if it's chunked. You can chunk it later after it's grilled, but you want to grill it with a ring or with a spear. You'll need some red onion. Alright, Geeklings, so it's time to put all this food together and make it come to life. So what we're going to do is we just have a regular bowl here. We're going to go ahead and plop ground beef, plop the pork. Okay, throw that to the side, and we'll throw that away here in a minute. So what we want to do is we want to blend this in. The best way to do this is just to get your hands dirty and just go at it. So we're going to go ahead and just a small little bit of combination. We don't want to get it too meaty. So now we're going to go ahead and add our spices. So what we have here is a nice little party tray. We're going to start out with the garlic. Okay, we have 2 tablespoons of garlic in here. Bam. That's trademarked. I shouldn't have said that. We have some breadcrumbs here. We have 3 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. We have 1.5 tablespoons of the onion. We have 1.5 teaspoons of red cayenne pepper. Bam. Dang it, I did it again. And we have 2 teaspoons of salt. And we have my special guest, Juliet, today, who is quite intrigued at the meat dish that we're putting together. So what we're going to do, this is what it looks like. It looks very beautiful, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start blending this by hand. And incorporate all those flavors into the meat. Again, we need to do this for a couple different reasons. We want to make sure that the meat itself, even though we're going to put this in barbecue sauce and slather it on there, we want to make sure that the meat itself has good flavor, especially if you're using pork, because pork naturally doesn't have too much flavor, at least ground pork. It can get really bland, so you want to make sure that you kind of spice it up a little bit. I'll set it again. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pat this down, and you're going to leave it just like that. So it's just flat on the top, and it's just compacted into the bowl. You're going to cover this in cling wrap. You're going to put it in the fridge, and about an hour or so, you're going to take it out, and you're going to form your balls. Okay. All right, guys. So as I promised, we're going to make some balls. We're just going to kind of take this meat, we're going to roll it, and we're just going to dig in here. And remember, they're sliders, so you want them to be small and small enough to fit on a small little Hawaiian roll patty. So I'd say, I don't know, is that $50 maybe? So like that is a little too much. Take a little bit of that off. There you go. That's about what you're looking for. Nice and small. And we're just going to start setting them on this. This is a marinating tray. I actually got this at Target. It's on sale right now for $9.99. And I think this, I'm not sure what brand this is. I think it's like Chef Mate. I actually have like a buy one, get one 50% off. So I was able to get some other cool grilling stuff too. So go ahead and check that out. I don't know how long the sale is going. I think maybe till Thursday. So we're going to make some more of these. And just make enough to fill up the tray or however many you need. And we're going to go ahead and once that's done, we're going to cover it up with some barbecue sauce and let it sit for just a little bit. Alright guys, cue the slow-mo, sexy get it on music. So once you have that barbecue sauce on them, you just kind of drizzle it on. You're going to go ahead and just make that ball forming motion again, and just make sure you just kind of get nice and slathered. It'll kind of make like a, it'll be really messy. So I probably shouldn't be wearing my wedding ring. But I am, because it's for life, baby. Ride or die, homie. So you want it to be as juicy as possible, as barbecue-y as possible, just like this. And they're just going to sit in the fridge, really up to you. I like to keep them there at least around 3 to 4 hours. I've done it overnight as well, so a full 24-hour sit, which is fine as well. They're not going to soak up. They're really small, so it's not going to take forever to soak them up, or to soak up that barbecue sauce. So just for a couple hours, and then we'll go ahead and hit the grill. All right, so while the sliders are on the grill, we're going to go ahead and start making the onion dressing to go on top of them. What you're going to need is just a red onion, some sugar, a little olive oil to dress the pan, and then there's two ways to do this. You can either just caramelize the onion, which is what I'm going to do, and I forgot to mention that we needed sugar in the beginning, and that's my fault. But there's 4 tablespoons of sugar in here. Or, so you can do the traditional way, which is just caramelizing, just using the sugar and the oil. Or you can add a little bit of red wine vinegar. So I'm going to make them both ways. See what sticks. So I'm going to do the traditional way, my traditional way anyway, and then something new. So the onion itself, just want to make sure you use a sharp knife, and then I just like to cut the ends off. Sometimes produce tends to go bad, as you can see. Got a little bit of a bad spot there. So it's really simple. Just work that out and then done. You got a brand new onion. So just a little bit of a pro tip, not that I'm a pro, but anytime you see little bad spots like that on any kind of produce, you can typically just either shave it off or cut it off, and the rest of the fruit, vegetable, whatever it is still good. So we're going to go ahead and just have it just like that. Get all that silly wrapping off. Ready? And we are just gonna. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty professional. I'm not even looking. Oh, I missed. Anyway, you get the idea. So we're gonna do this to the entire onion. Put it on the skillet. Cook it down. Put some sugar on it. Some sugar on me. Name of love. Oh, sorry. And now they're gonna come after me. And then I'm gonna try it with red wine vinegar and without red wine vinegar. So I'll see you guys in just a moment, and we'll see if it sticks. All right, guys. So we're finally got everything ready. The burgers are ready. I've plated a few just to kind of, well, because it looks good. They don't look super neat, but they're not meant to look super neat. They just taste really good. That's the important part. The caramelized onion. That's what you ultimately want it to look like, right? So in case you've never done it before, it's just oil. You're going to cook down and sweat down the onions, and then add that sugar, and then bam. So we grilled the pineapple. That's what all this is. So the construction, the way I constructed it anyway, you got your burger. We put some Colby Jack cheese on there, just some shredded Colby Jack cheese. It's a good cheese blend for barbecue. So we put the caramelized onion over the top, and then some of the pineapple as well. And that's our basic little construction there. So again, make as many of these as you need. If you have any leftover red onion, this goes well with some great fresh red onion too. So if you want to do that, don't like the caramelized deal. But that's going to conclude today's recipe. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank the men and women who dedicate their lives and have died for our freedom. That's what Memorial Day is all about. So we have fun, we enjoy our freedom, we enjoy our grilling, but it's all paid for by the men and women of our U.S. military. So just a big shout out to them, and prayers for all their families. With that being said, let's go ahead and eat. You guys have a great rest of your day, and make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at arodriguez2009. You can follow Juliet on our shows every Tuesday and Thursday, hopefully, but we'll see what ends up coming out. At least my stuff. Lindsay's stuff may be a little bit different. She's catching a fly, so she's doing her due diligence. She's paying her way through, now she's scratching. This is great sound effects, guys. This is the price I pay to bring you guys great food. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys later.